Everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Athletes Thriving in Perimenopause and Beyond. You've come into the space in which we get to share information, experiences, and a love for being in movement in perimenopause and beyond. I am Tennille Hooglin. I am the creator of this beautiful group that is just a real, what I think is unique and beautiful about this group that comes in is that we're in constant discussion of things that we're maybe not thinking about or things that we want to think more about, or that we are thinking about and that we can address. And we look at the science and come into a space of like, okay, this is a positive place where everybody belongs. You don't have to fit into anything. You belong and your questions are valued. Your comments are incredibly valued by all of us. And it's a place where we can share experiences. So yeah, with that, I just also had a moment that I was like, I want you, if you feel like you've plateaued, or if you feel like you haven't found energy to really just like get after something in a while, or you just are wondering how do I come into a space where I feel like I am really accepted and I can push myself and I also know how to recover and train aligned with all of these crazy things that's going on. I want you to reach out. Honestly, like I want you to reach out and see if Team Element and these incredible women that we have in our community are people who you want to surround yourself with. Because each week we have we come together on Zoom and we have such powerful conversations. And I really want people to have that opportunity to be in conversation about things that matter to us at this stage of our life. And let me tell you, we talk about it all. So if you're at all curious, just send me a message on Facebook or email me or respond to the emails that I send out on every Saturday. Become part of the email list if you aren't getting it, because I put out these videos and I put out a little bit additional information. I put in some links to cool studies that I found, etc. Today we're talking about how to train in the elements. So something that is really coming up for a lot of people, and as we deal with smoke advisories and as we deal with heat and humidity, as some people were really experiencing. And this is just like, it's a public service announcement on when it is air quality. We're going to start with the air quality. When the air quality is really poor, what I want you to really come into is why do we do the things that we do? Why is it that we're moving in health? Why is it that we are pushing ourselves hard? Why is it that, is it health? Is it fitness? Is it the goals that we're trying to achieve? And then ask yourself, am I being intentional? Is this going to help me get toward where I want to be? Or is this going to make it actually harder for me to get there in the long run? Although I really needed to do that run. I really wanted to go and do that workout. We really want to come up into the bigger picture when we are struggling through being pressed down into like, you can't go outside right now because it will really hurt your heart, like hurt your lungs, and it's tough for your body to work through. The other thing to think about is, where's the opportunity? Where is the opportunity when we are being put into position? It's kind of like being injured, right? Like if you get injured and all of a sudden you can't run, then what is the opportunity that we can really come into and dial into? And this is the whole idea of radical gratitude. And it's coming into a space of like, okay, this is in front of me. What do I get to take out of it? I am so thankful that I have a space where have the motivation, or that I can come up with or follow, a different program. Dr. Carla DiGirolamo, she just did another newsletter of body weight hit. And, we have other ways to bring in challenges that we love And it might be also an opportunity to look at yoga or Pilates or other things that we can come into working on our feet. We are having more time. If we can't go out and do those really long rides, we might be able to work on those really small things that are actually going to make a big difference in your life. Let's get into heat. When we come into heat, it's, you go and you look at your plan and you think about, okay, well, I'm supposed to do whatever, X amount of time. And all of a sudden it's 42, that's Celsius. So that would be like 100 and something. And it's hot. It's so hot. And you get, I remember living in Austin, Texas and walking out and it was just like a wall. And the humidity would come up and everything would just feel heavy on your body. Well, we really need to plan for that. We really need to think about that. And what is it again that we're trying to achieve? Again, coming to the intention and being like, okay, so we're trying to bring in a stress. It's supposed to be an aerobic stress today, or it's an interval stress, like whatever the effort that you're trying to put out, stay to the intention of the workout. Let go of the pace, come into perceived exertion, understand your heart rate, and give yourself time to come back, right? If we're going out there in this heat or this humidity and your heart rate's going really high, it's because your body is working so hard. That is the stress. Congratulations, you went for a walk, right? You went for a walk rather than a run. I have a beautiful athlete, Emily, who is, struggling in the heat of Florida and thinking about how do I constantly deal with this heat. And, one day I can't wait until she comes into a different space or an environment and that is really clean and lush and green, that it works aligned with her body. And then she just feels free. And all of that, those walks that she did, all of that work that she did, will come to this space of just like, oh, it did do something for my health. I just wish I could have done it faster. She loves running, but it's always coming down because that's the hard thing. But your body is adapting in so many incredible ways. So I want you just to think about that. It decreases when we come into this heat training event, decreases our heart rate. When we go out and we go into a different environment, our heart rate will decrease. We don't have to work as hard. Increases the blood volume, decreases the salt content in sweat. Interesting. Increases our sweat rate, cooling our body. Increases the blood flow to the skin. These are all good things. Your body is working so hard to cool you down. When it's humidity on top of that, it has to work even harder because it's actually not, it's in the evaporation of the sweat, which eliminates the heat. So when it's humid and it's stuck on you, there's no cooling effect. Again, coming into a very strong idea that you need to alter your pace, you need to alter your power, you need to alter your intensity and ensure that you're really coming into how is it that I'm feeling? We'll need to shorten the duration in many cases. You want to increase the hydration, come into, this would be regardless, but this is even more important, coming into your workout incredibly well hydrated with electrolytes. And then ensuring, also understand that your body is working harder to cool itself down. And when we think about that, think of, when you are heating your house in the winter, or you're putting on the air conditioning and your costs, go up because energy. Just think about how you have to do, your body's doing that too. It's paying for it. It's paying for all that cooling and all of that, warming up in the winter and being cold. And so trying to understand that energy. This is another thing, we talk about low energy availability so often, but we forget to think about energy availability when the elements are different. And we think, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have this much because that's what I always have. And then, but it's hotter out. You need to increase your intake, right? Otherwise, we're not going to be able to recover as well. And we all know that the strengthening and adaptation and the real gains happen in our recovery. And finally, check out and go to, I provide the link into the email, like things of how you can use cold water immersion, how you can use, cold showers, how those things can really help reset our body and refresh us and make us feel good and vibrant and recover better. So that is my little synopsis on understanding the heat and the opportunities we have when things don't feel like they're amazing. And, particularly to some of the comments, I just want to really sensitize, like, we don't all have options for the blinds and different things and makeshift, tinfoil, the windows. Those are brilliant comments and ideas. And even then, we still have opportunity to find something in breath work that we could be doing, like going for the walk and only breathing through your nose and trying to understand that whole principle and whether there's something there for you. So find a thing that is there for you to learn and to take on and to love and to nourish. And if you're struggling to figure this out and you want to have a conversation, and I'd love you to reach out to me and we can have a conversation about this. There's no strings attached. It doesn't hurt to start to explore, what could I do? Who can I be? What can I be? How can I be different? And moving toward that. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the day. Great catching up, and we'll see you next week.